I've got a question for you. How much is a penny worth? 10 cents? Maybe even 1 cent? What if I told you that one single penny from 2013 could be worth $3 million? Yup, you heard that right, $3 million. Stick around to find out why this little copper circle could make you a fortune and how to spot one in your pocket change. Alright, let's get into it. You know the 2013 Abraham Lincoln penny, right? That classic copper design with Honest Abe on the front and the famous memorial on the back. Pretty standard stuff, but here's where it gets interesting. Some of these bad boys are freaking rarer than a unicorn in a gold rush. Most 2013 pennies have a mint mark on them, that little letter that tells you where it was made. You've probably seen them. A D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But guess what? There are a few 2013 pennies out there with no mint mark. Zilch.
Nada.
Just a blank space where a mint mark would be. That's not supposed to happen. Mint marks are supposed to be there to help identify where a coin was produced. So when a penny pops out without one, it's like finding a hidden gem in your change jar. But don't go running to your nearest coin shop just yet. Not every 2013 penny without a mint mark is going to make you rich. So how rare is this penny? Well, the exact number of 2013 pennies without a mint mark is still a bit of a mystery. Experts think it's only a small batch that slipped through the cracks. Maybe even a manufacturing error, like the time I accidentally put my socks on backwards and walked around all day feeling weird. Totally relatable, right? That error makes these pennies more sought after by collectors. Now, here's the kicker. A few of these error pennies have been sold for upwards of $3 million. Yes, million. Can you imagine finding one of those bad boys in your spare change, sipping your coffee like it's just another Tuesday, and realizing you're now a multimillionaire? That's one way to spice up a Monday morning, my friends. Okay, so how do you spot one of these precious pennies in your collection? First, don't just assume your 2013 pennies are error coins just because you found one without a mint mark. These babies are super rare, and you'll want to be pretty sure you have the real deal before you start dreaming about that beach house in Malibu. A real 2013 penny without a mint mark will have the usual weight, design, and feel of a regular penny, but that mint mark should be missing. If it's hard to tell, get a magnifying glass or use your phone's camera zoom technology, people. Also, keep an eye out for any wear and tear. If the penny's been floating around in someone's pocket for a few years, it might be too worn down to be valuable, even if it's a legit error. So, fresh condition is key here. If you've got a nice, shiny one from your coin jar, it's definitely worth double-checking. Speaking of finding valuable coins, let me share a quick personal story. A few years back, I was going through my dad's old coin collection. It was one of those rainy Sunday afternoons. You know, the kind where you just sit around going through old stuff you never bothered to look at before. I was sifting through some old pennies when I noticed one that looked a little different. It was a 1943 steel penny, a rare one, and trust me, I wasn't expecting to find anything that cool. I ended up selling it for around $500. It wasn't $3 million, but hey, I wasn't about to complain. That little coin sent me down a rabbit hole of coin fever, and now I'm obsessed with finding rare coins. Moral of the story? You never know what you've got until you look. That one penny changed everything for me. So don't skip over those pennies in your pocket. A quick look could make you a ton of cash. Alright folks, we've covered the basics. The 2013 no mint mark penny could be sitting in your pocket right now, just waiting for its big break. If you think you might have one of these rare pennies, get yourself checked out at a reputable coin dealer or appraiser. You might just walk away with a huge smile and a massive bank account. So, before you go off flipping through your spare change, here's your chance to get ahead. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more tips about rare coins and how to spot those valuable finds. And remember, if you find a penny with no mint mark, don't throw it away like it's just another penny. Who knows? It might just change your life. We're talking about the 2002 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could change your life. Yes, a little copper coin that's worth more than a mansion. Let's dive into why this penny is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can check if you have one hiding in your couch cushions. So, what's the deal with the 2002 no mint mark penny? First, let's break down what no mint mark means. Normally, Pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so that part isn't unusual. But this particular penny has some quirks that make it a rare gem in the coin world. Point: one of the biggest reasons this penny is worth a fortune is an extreme minting error. Some of these 2002 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally minted on a different type of metal. Others have bizarre misprints, like off-center strikes or even double images of Lincoln's face. It's like a funhouse mirror effect but on a penny. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. The condition of the coin matters a lot. A well-worn penny from 2002 might buy you a gumball if you can find one of those old machines. But if your coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're looking at serious money. One of these rare error pennies was recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $2 million. Yep, $2 million for 1 cent. That's a 200 million% return on investment. Try getting that from your bank. Alright, quick story time. A guy I know, let's call him Joe, was cleaning out his car, shaking out the floor mats, when he spotted a penny stuck between the seat and the center console. He was about to chuck it into a jar but decided to take a closer look. Lo and behold, it was one of these rare 2002 no mint mark error pennies. He got it graded, sent it to auction, and boom, he walked away a millionaire. So how do you check if you have one of these golden, copper tickets? Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom camera. Look for misprints like doubled images or an off-center strike. Check the edges. Some of these errors have a thicker rim. If it looks suspiciously unique, get it graded by a professional coin service. Now, here's the million, or should I say $2 million question. Do you have one of these pennies hiding in your change jar? If you do, congratulations, you're rich. If not, don't worry. There are tons of valuable coins out there waiting to be discovered. And hey, if you want more tips on finding rare and valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be dropping more videos on hidden coin treasures, how to spot them, and strategies to make money with your pocket change. Who knows? Your next lucky find might be just a penny away. I've got something that might just blow your mind: the 1986 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And guess what? One of these bad boys is currently valued at a whopping $6 million. Yeah, you heard that right. So, grab your piggy banks, check your couch cushions, and let's dive into this crazy coin story. Alright, let's start with a quick background. The 1986 penny was part of the classic Lincoln Memorial series, made mostly of copper-plated zinc. No mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, normally these pennies are worth, well, a penny. But here's where things get interesting. There's one specific 1986 penny that's making waves in the coin world, and it's not because it's just another ordinary cent. It's a rare gem that collectors are willing to pay millions for. So, why is this little copper-colored beauty worth more than a mansion? Turns out, this specific penny has some serious rarity factors. Some say it's a unique error coin, while others believe it has a one-of-a-kind striking anomaly that makes it incredibly valuable. Whatever the reason, what we do know is that it's a collector's dream, and when collectors want something bad enough, prices skyrocket. Now, let me tell you a little personal story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his old desk, and he had this massive jar of pennies. He told me he'd been saving them for years, hoping one day he'd find a rare one. We spent hours going through them, hoping to strike it rich. Spoiler alert, we didn't find a $6 million penny, but we did find a few wheat pennies and a 1943 steel cent, which was still pretty cool. That moment taught me something important. Treasure hunting isn't just about getting rich. It's about the thrill, the adventure, and the stories you collect along the way. So, what can you do to see if you have a fortune hiding in your loose change? First, check the date. 1986. No mint mark. Next, look for any unusual features, errors, doubling, anything that stands out. And if you think you've got something special, get it professionally graded. Who knows? You might be holding the next multi-million-dollar coin. Alright, my fellow coin enthusiasts, that's it for today's crazy coin story. But before you go, let me ask you this. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and share your story. And if you love learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never know. Your next penny might just be worth a fortune. We're talking about a little copper beauty that could do just that, the 1979 D. Lincoln penny. And guess what? This tiny piece of pocket change is worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $9 million. Alright, before you go running to your coin jar, let's break this down. Why is this particular penny worth a fortune? What makes it special? And most importantly, how can you tell if you have one? Stick with me because I promise by the end of this video you'll be checking every single penny you come across. What's so special about the 1979 D penny? So, 1979 was a big year. Disco was still hanging on. McDonald's introduced the Happy Meal, and somewhere in Denver, a mint worker unknowingly created a $1 million mistake. This penny isn't just any 1979 D. Lincoln cent. It's a rare error coin that collectors are losing their minds over. Now, what kind of error, you ask? Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were made using metal from other coins. That means instead of being a regular copper-plated zinc penny, these rare ones were struck on solid copper or even silver. And let me tell you, when coin collectors sniff out an error like this, they are willing to pay big money. How do you know if you have one? Alright, time for the fun part, checking your change. Here's what to look for. Make sure it has a little D under the date. That tells us it was minted in Denver. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams. But if yours is closer to 3.1 grams or even heavier, you might have something special. Drop it on a hard surface. If it makes a high-pitched, ringing sound instead of a dull thud, it could be made of the wrong metal. Grab a magnet. If it sticks, sorry, no jackpot. If it doesn't, you're still in the game. Some of these pennies have a double die error, meaning the lettering looks doubled. That's another sign your penny could be worth serious cash. My personal coin hunt story now. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I found an old shoebox of coins in my grandma's attic. I was flipping through them, hoping for treasure, and I actually found a 1979 D penny. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I ran to get my scale, did the magnet test, even stared at it under a flashlight like some kind of detective. Turns out, it was just a regular old penny. But hey, for a solid 5 minutes, I thought I was a millionaire. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know what's out there until you check. Final thoughts and call to action. So, what did we learn today? First, always check your spare change. You could be sitting on a $9 million gold mine. Second, know what to look for: weight, sound, errors, and that ever-important Denver mint mark. And third, don't give up. Coin collecting is all about patience, persistence, and a little bit of luck. If you found this video helpful, or at least a little entertaining, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe for more coin tips, rare finds, and money-making strategies. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll be talking about a coin in your pocket that could change your life. We're talking about the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a simple-looking coin that could secretly be a jackpot. So, before you spend that spare change on gum, make sure you're not holding a small fortune. Alright, let's get into it. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, which is why there's no mint mark. Normally, these pennies are worth, well, a penny. But some rare ones have been selling for insane amounts. And when I say insane, I mean buy your dream house and still have money for a lifetime supply of coffee. Insane. Why? It's all about rarity, condition, and errors. Some of these pennies have unique characteristics, whether it's a double die off-center strike, or even a rare minting material mix-up. That's what gets collectors throwing crazy cash at these tiny copper coins. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the $8 million penny. Yes, you heard that right. One of these bad boys allegedly sold for a jaw-dropping amount because it was a unique error coin, likely struck on the wrong planchet. These kinds of errors don't just happen every day, which is why collectors lose their minds over them. Here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, found an old penny wedged between the seats, and thought, wonder if this is worth anything? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Just a plain OL penny. But that got me obsessed with checking my change. And now, here I am, making sure you don't let an $8 million payday slip through your fingers. So, next time you get a 1978 penny, take a close look. It might just be your golden ticket. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth real money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never know. The next video might just help you find a coin that changes your life. We're diving into a tiny, everyday coin that could be worth a staggering $5 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single 1975 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. So, before you empty your pockets or start flipping over couch cushions, stick around because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Alright, so let's talk about the special penny. The 1975 Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why there's no mint mark. But here's where things get wild. Normally, these pennies are worth, well, a penny. But a few rare ones, due to an error, a unique strike, or just sheer luck, have shot up in value. And now, one of these elusive pennies is reportedly worth a jaw-dropping $5 million. Now, you might be thinking, that's insane. Why would someone pay that much for a penny? And honestly, I had the same thought. But here's the thing. Coin collectors are serious about rare finds. It's all about history, condition, and scarcity. If you have a 1975 penny in pristine condition, especially one with a special error like a double die or an off-center strike, you could be sitting on a fortune. I actually have a funny story about this. A few years ago, I found a 1975 penny in my car's cup holder. It had been chilling there for who knows how long, stuck to an old candy wrapper. I thought, hey, maybe I struck it rich. Spoiler alert, I did not. It was just a regular penny. But that moment made me realize how exciting the coin world is. You never know what you might have until you check. So, if you've got a jar of pennies at home, now's the time to go through them. Look for a 1975 penny in top condition, maybe even get it graded by a professional. Who knows? You could be the next lucky person to cash in big. Before you go on a treasure hunt, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of videos coming up about coins worth serious money and smart strategies to make the most of your collection. You don't want to miss it. Alright, that's it for today. We're diving into one of the biggest shockers in the coin world. The 1973 D. Lincoln penny that's worth a mind-blowing $3 million. Yep, you heard that right. $3 million for a penny. Makes you want to check your change jar, right? Alright, so let's break this down. You probably know that most 1973 D pennies are just regular OL pennies. You use M, lose M, and don't think twice about M. But here's where things get wild. There's a rare version of this penny that collectors are willing to pay millions for. What makes it special? Let's get into it. Back in 1973, the Denver Mint cranked out over 3.5 billion pennies. That's billion with a B. So why on earth would one of them be worth enough to buy a mansion? It all comes down to a few key factors. Rare errors, special varieties, and collector demand. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1973 D penny is the double die variety. This means some pennies were struck in a way that caused the design, especially Lincoln's face and the lettering, to appear slightly doubled. If you've got one of these, congrats. You might be holding a small fortune. Then there's the off-metal strike. Some pennies from this year were mistakenly made with the wrong metal, like a rare bronze planchet. Those bad boys are rare as a unicorn at a gas station. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, used to roll his eyes every time I talked about rare pennies. He'd say, "No way people pay big money for this stuff." Well, one day he was sorting through an old box of coins from his grandpa and found a weird-looking 1973 D penny. He was about to toss it, but I told him to check it under a magnifying glass. Turns out it had a rare error. Fast forward a few months, and he sold it for over 10 grand at an auction. Let's just say Dave doesn't roll his eyes anymore. Now he rolls pennies looking for the next big find. So, how do you know if you've got $1 million penny? Here's what to look for. A double die obverse, which means Lincoln's features look slightly double-day rare off-metal composition, like a bronze strike instead of copper-plated zinc super sharp details and little to no wear. Condition matters big time. Any other weird errors, like an off-center strike or missing elements. If you think you've got a special one, don't just take it to your local bank. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm if you've got a common penny or the jackpot of pocket change. Alright, here's the deal. Coins like this prove that treasure could be hiding right under your nose, or in that old jar of pennies sitting on your dresser. So do yourself a favor, go check your pocket change, look through those coin rolls, and see if you've got a little slice of numismatic gold. And if you love learning about rare coins and how to make money from them, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more secrets to share, and who knows? The next video might just help you discover a coin worth a fortune. We're talking about the 1963 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, and why it could be your golden ticket to an early retirement. Now, before you go flipping over every penny in your house, stick around, because I'll tell you exactly what to look for and how you might already have one of these hidden in plain sight. And if you do, congratulations, you're richer than you thought. Alright, so what makes this 1963 no-mint Mark penny so special? Lincoln cents from this year were minted at Philadelphia, which didn't use mint marks at the time. Millions were made, so most are only worth a few cents. But, and this is a big but, there are a few rare error coins and high-grade versions that collectors are going crazy over. Now, let's talk value. In perfect condition, this penny recently sold for $3 million at auction. Why? Well, collectors love coins with flawless details, strong strikes, and mint-condition surfaces. Think of it like vintage sneakers. The cleaner and rarer, the more valuable. So how do you know if you have one? If your penny looks like it just rolled out of the US Mint yesterday, you might be onto something. Some pennies from 1963 have double die errors or off-center strikes. These can skyrocket the value. If you think your coin is rare, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, used to roll his eyes every time I talked about valuable pennies. One day, he's cleaning out his old junk drawer and finds a 1963 penny. Jokingly, he sends me a picture and says, "Hey, is this worth anything?" Turns out it had a rare doubling error. Fast forward a few months, he sells it for $2,500. Not bad for something that was collecting dust next to expired coupons. Moral of the story? Check your change. So there you have it, the 1963 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be worth a fortune. Who knows, the next time you're digging for coffee money in your car, you might just find millions instead. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on rare coins, valuable finds, and expert tips on spotting money in unexpected places. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found?